cities, it seems like you can't go a few feet without encountering someone asking for money. It can be hard to decide who to give your spare change to, so some people really step up their sign-making game to make themselves stand out. We'll show you some of the funniest signs out there. Chicken dance. With the economy the way it is, we like to get some bang for our buck. You might wonder exactly how far a single dollar can go. You could order something off the dollar menu at McDonald's, or you could watch a homeless man do 10 seconds of the chicken dance. Now, we are curious how much chicken dance you can fit into 10 seconds, and does he know the dance in its entirety or merely the first 10 seconds? The cost of finding out the answers to these questions is only $1, so it seems like a pretty good deal. Gone fishing. We have to admire the elaborate setup of this visual gag. Of course, we're curious as to where this man acquired the fishing pole in the first place, but let's all take a moment to applaud his dedication to visual humor. One common criticism of panhandlers is that they are likely to spend their money on alcohol. Well, at least this guy is upfront about what exactly he is doing and where the money is going to end up. That honesty is almost as refreshing as cracking open a nice cold beer on a hot summer's day. Buy a vowel. Everyone loves the popular game show Wheel of Fortune, and some people have even invested in home versions of the game. But for those out and about, this person is offering you a chance to solve the puzzle. Of course, this sign would have huge appeal to game show fans, but the less linguistic among us might just end up stumped regarding what the sign is asking of them. We suppose that to have good luck with this sign, you would have to know your audience, and you'd be best off hanging out near libraries or schools. Swipe right. Finding love in today's hookup culture can seem futile at times. While many of us have embraced online dating, some prefer to meet partners the old-fashioned way. Hey, at least this guy is out there pounding the pavement instead of just sitting at home swiping right. He's single, never married, has no children, so he has no baggage. He clearly has no problem being upfront in what he's looking for. Hopefully he'll meet the wealthy woman of his dreams someday. They say there is someone out there for everyone, and this guy is definitely putting that saying to the test. Huh? This sign is simple, but still manages to be a head-scratcher. What exactly will this man eat for food? Are we expected to provide him with the food that he's going to eat, or do we pay him after we've seen him eat? He's sitting next to a dumpster and surrounded by trash bags, so hopefully he doesn't plan on actually eating garbage. Thanks to the internet, we know that there are indeed people out there willing to pay to watch other people eat food. We just hope to never actually encounter any of them in real life. Back to the future. If you think about it, being trapped in the past and unable to raise the funds to fix your time machine would be immensely frustrating, and this man's outfit definitely makes him seem like maybe he's from a strange time period, a period of time where human knees must be readily accessible, hence the unusual zipper placement on his pants. Whether you feel empathy for this weary time traveler or just appreciate a good Back to the Future reference, this sign is firing on all cylinders. Just make sure not to kiss your mother at any school dances before you make it back to your own time. The Invisible Man. We have to give this entire setup 2 thumbs up. We are all for working smarter and not harder, and this guy doesn't even have to sit on the pavement to collect his spare change. Who among us doesn't have a soft spot in our hearts for sufferers of invisible manitis? Why, people afflicted with this condition can languish in the waiting room at the doctor's office without ever being seen. We aren't sure what the cure is for this horrific medical ailment, but it's probably quite expensive, so we're sure people were quick to donate. Drunk and drunker. In our society, it seems like the rich are always getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and to avoid the stress of thinking about that, the drunks are getting drunker. We definitely appreciate this guy's honesty, and most of us can relate to wishing we had the cash for just one more round at the end of the night. Judging by the fact that his friend is holding an energy drink, it looks like these two guys have a long and wild night ahead of them if they end up getting some spare change. Serial killer. If there is one thing we love here at The Richest, it's some good old-fashioned wordplay. We definitely give this guy some money just for making us laugh at his cleverness. Sure, there are some people out there who will say, don't bother giving this guy any money, he's just going to spend it on milk. But whether you're part of the 1%, 2%, or whole milk, we think everyone deserves a refreshing glass of milk. Kidnapped by ninjas. Now here's a sign where proper writing and punctuation would have helped out. Does he need money in order to purchase karate lessons in order to rescue and possibly avenge his family who have been kidnapped by ninjas? Or is he looking to invest in some karate lessons that cost $4 in order to rescue and possibly avenge his family? If it's the latter, that seems a little low for karate lessons, and unless his family was kidnapped by particularly inept ninjas, he'd be better off saving up for some more professional level lessons. Trivia time! When it comes to the written language, one of the most well-known is the ancient system of hieroglyphs used by Egyptians. But what you may not know is that shockingly few Egyptians could read this language, and even scribes barely ever used it unless it was for something truly special. What written language did they use instead? Keep watching for the answer. Lost a bet. Nobody likes losing a bet, but it's even worse when you lose one that you weren't even aware you made. Much like the game You Lose This Bet the second you become aware that it exists. This seems like a pretty safe bet for the man holding the sign, and an exercise in futility for those of us who curse our literacy after reading it and handing over $1. It's so clever that it almost makes it worth it having to hand over some money to the man holding the sign. Hobophobia. Listen, it's 2017, and the fact that hobophobia still exists is nothing short of a travesty. We know you're probably thinking, but how can I help fight the pervasive attitude against homeless people that plagues our great nation? Well, we are guessing by the implication here that you can donate money to the man with this hilarious sign. Even if you believe that hobophobia doesn't exist as an institution, you might choose to make a donation anyways, just because the sign is so darn comical. Research. It probably makes you feel pretty selfish to think about all the times that you just consumed alcohol for the fun of it without even making any charts or graphs. This man is clearly much more committed to the scientific field of alcohol research than most of us. But he's apparently denied the funding and grants necessary to complete his work. Who knows what incredible advancements in the field of alcohol consumption this man could discover if only he was provided with the proper resources. He could very well be on the brink of a major breakthrough, and your spare change could help take his research to the next level. Old Luke? This guy might want to team up with a man looking for karate lessons to form the ultimate revenge team. After all, lightsabers are great and all, but you really need to learn how to use one effectively before you start swinging it around, or you could end up losing a hand. Being a ninja is pretty amazing, but having a high-tech weapon like a lightsaber could really bring the fight to the next level. Having your family taken out by ninjas or a Sith Lord are things that most of us can totally relate to, so we are sure that these signs were very effective at tugging at people's heartstrings. Direction unclear. This seemingly simple sign could actually have a lot of meanings. Are we supposed to want to give this man the opposite of what he claims he is looking for and shower him with spare change? Is he merely bragging about his good fortune in a very strange way by announcing that he wants absolutely nothing in life? Or are we witnessing someone in the throes of an existential crisis? We wonder how much money it would take to get some answers to these questions, or if giving him money is the best way to ensure we never find out? Cheese Doodles. Either this guy went through the trouble of tracking down several bags of cheese doodles for this elaborate setup, or we are witnessing a man with a very severe and out-of-control cheese doodle addiction. You may be tempted to laugh, but cheese doodle addiction is a serious problem. Puffed, crunchy, it doesn't matter to these people. They'll take any cheesy snack they can get their orange-coated fingers on. Thankfully, this young man has reassured us that he definitely will not spend our spare change on cheese doodles under any circumstances. Baby shower. This sign must be a bit outdated because we all know that us lowly humans have been blessed with 2 more progenies of Beyonce and Jay-Z. Clearly, this man needs even more money now to purchase an appropriate gift for not just 1, but 2 babies. We all know that the birth of Blue Ivy was one of the most important things to happen to us all in the last decade, and clearly this man does too. It's good to see someone focusing on purchasing important things instead of alcohol and cheese doodles. Good aim. Some people complain that instead of panhandling, people should be out there working for their money. To be honest, we can think of a lot of jobs that would be even less pleasant than being pelted with change, such as having to work in fast food. Although we're kind of disturbed at the thought of people gleefully throwing change at other people, we're just going to tell ourselves that people prefer to hand it over instead of tossing it at people. But if that happens, do we lose the bet that we can hit him with a quarter? What do we win if we do hit him? And is it worth the resulting stain on our souls? Discount therapy. Therapy is something that some of us struggle to afford, so being able to vent all of your problems to someone for the paltry sum of $2 seems like an incredible bargain. Although this may seem like a good deal, we wonder how long people are capable of describing their problems to a homeless person before feeling like they pale in comparison to whatever problems this man has. Maybe that's the elaborate point of this sign. Lawyer up. At some point or another, many of us have emerged from a breakup significantly less well off financially than when we started. In a way, this sign might work better for getting a date than the one used by the man who was looking for a rich wife. It shows off that he has musical talent and subtly lets us know that he's also single. Maybe he'll end up finding love in addition to receiving a few handfuls of spare change. Do you know the most common form of writing in ancient Egypt? Most scribes used hieratic script for everyday writings, and later on would move to an even simpler version known as demotic script. Which one of these funny signs would have you pulling out your wallet, or have you ever seen a better sign? Tell us in the comments section. Thanks for stopping by our channel, and don't forget to please like and subscribe for more awesome content.